Say your prayers. In dog training, it's always easier to teach a dog to do something rather than to not do something. So for Say Your Prayers, we aren't going to tell the dog to hide his eyes. Instead, we're going to teach him to look at the floor. This is Heaven. Heaven is a border collie, and Heaven is going to help us teach the Say Your Prayers trick. Now, the first step in this trick is to teach a dog to put his paws up on a piece of furniture like a chair or the edge of a bed. When you teach this, you want to make sure that you're using a steady piece of furniture so it doesn't topple over. We're going to use a food treat and just lure the dog up, paws up, very good, and then give her the treat. You always want to make sure that you give the treat when the dog is in the correct position with her paws on the box, as opposed to after she's already taken them off. Very good job. Now, some dogs may be a little more reluctant to come on the box, and for those dogs, you may have to give them a little extra encouragement and say, come on, there you go. Very nice. Good job, Heaven. All right, let's try that with some other dogs. Very good. Give your dog time to get used to the box, and he will gradually build his confidence.
Good. Good. Very nice.
Be careful not to hold the treat too far away, or your dog might jump over the box to get it.
Paws up. Paws up. Paws up. Paws up. Good. Good boy. Paws up. Good.
Once your dog is able to do paws up, the next step is to get him to do paws up on a piece of furniture that's a little bit higher. I generally like to use something that's at least as high as the dog's shoulders. Heaven, can you do paws up? Very good. Now this time, instead of rewarding Heaven up here, I'm going to reward her from below, so she has to bow her head to get the treat. Again, I always give the reward when the dog is in the correct position, so with her head bowed, as opposed to after she's already lifted her head. Very good. Let's try that with some other dogs. First, cue your dog to paws up, and then cue him prayers and give him a treat from your other hand.
Very nice. Good girl.
If your dog drops his paw off the box, tell him again to do a paws up. As your dog improves, you can start to wait a little bit longer before you give that reward underneath. You can go paws up, prayers, prayers, wait, wait, there you go. And finally, all you'll have to do is give the cue, and your dog will be saying his prayers on cue. Very good, Heaven, good job. Let's recap. Teach paws up by using a treat to lure your dog onto a box. Give him the treat while he is in the correct position with his paws up. Have your dog put his paws up on a higher chair or box. Hold a treat below your dog's head between his paws, so he must bow his head to get the treat. Let him have the treat while his head remains bowed. Dogs can learn to put their paws up within a week or two and start to learn to say their prayers in another few weeks.